Welcome back, and apologies for that. We've fixed our audio. And in case you joined us, we have been looking at supporting entrepreneurship with a founder of Pangea Accelerator, Jonas Tesfu. Again, good afternoon and welcome to the program. You are explaining exactly what you do and how you are helping supporting young entrepreneurs, especially the youth.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for inviting us. And at Pangea, we help Kenyan and African businesses go from being small businesses to big businesses. We do that by investing, supporting access to capital from other investors. We help them with finding new partnership, access new market, and also tied to policy and making a more business-friendly climate. Up to date, we have supported over 350 businesses and unlocked over $30 million in investment. So we're very proud of those numbers, but we know that we have a lot more work to do for Kenya and the African continent to reach its full potential.
And what makes Pangea Accelerator different from other support programs that we have seen, especially for startups?
Yeah, I think the main thing is we are investor ourselves. So as we structure the programs, we focus a lot on getting investment readiness and also catalyzing investment. And the reason behind investment is because access to finance is not easy, as you know, and has been one of the major obstacles. So it has been the main focus area of our programs the past 7 years. However, now we also focus a lot on scaling. So we see that Kenyan businesses that are operating in Kenya but now wants to enter Tanzania, Nigeria, other countries, that has become more of a focus area for us now.
Walk us through a typical journey of maybe a startup that joins Pangea program, and what kind of support do they receive, or what kind of support do you give them?
Absolutely. So we are a sector agnostic investor, meaning that we can work with startups that are in the fashion space, agriculture, fintech. We're very open. Usually what happens is they're a team of 3 to 4 entrepreneurs have been working together for 6 to 12 months. They have developed some kind of a prototype, but it's not necessarily commerciable. So nobody's paying to use it. So they need help to develop a better product and understand how do you develop a product that you can make money out of and that people are willing to pay for. Second things are tied to how do we get more customers and sales activities, which is usually one of the biggest challenges. Other areas are key recruitment, finding right people that you can afford to join your team, because you're going to need a lot of smart people, because you have a lot of problems that you need to solve. So I would say those are the main problem areas that we focus on. The way we do that is we have about 200 mentors and experts through our network that they can access. We have a lot of partners in other countries to simplify market adoption and scaling. And in terms of investment, we have about 60 investment partners that invest together with us. So this is how we, as Pangea, try to do our best to help Kenyan businesses to grow.
How do you navigate the tension between investor expectation and long timelines, that are required for meaningful systematic change?
Very good question, because when you invest, you're expecting to get your money back at some point.
Yeah.
But then...
And mostly very quickly.
Yes, I mean, the quicker the better. But if you invested now for 5 years, 7 years, and you haven't gotten a dollar back, of course you're going to be concerned, right?
Yes.
So what we focus on a lot is how do we design exit opportunities earlier on. So we had an exit opportunity of an investment we had done 3 years ago. And here we have somebody else who wants to invest into this company. Then we negotiate with them around terms of if we would sell all our shares or part of our shares, what would be the deal? So we try to create these opportunities for investors to exit already after 2 years, 3 years, instead of waiting until this business has become a billion-dollar company. And I think this is a more focus for many investors, is how do we create exit opportunities?
And earlier ones, because just like said, 7 years into a business that is not working, it's very difficult to start another one.
100%. And for an investor, how long can you continue putting money into different businesses and nothing coming back? So it needs to be an equilibrium. It needs to make sense. Money out also needs to return. I think we, as an ecosystem, need to focus more on creating exit opportunities early on, 100%.
Yeah, and what are structural barriers that still prevent your genuine power transfer, and especially to communities?
Yeah, I mean, in general, I would say the business climate, not only in Kenya, but if you look into the most African countries, it's quite hostile business climate, meaning in index in terms of ease of doing business, tax structures, adaptiveness to new industries. We're very hostile on very high taxation, very rigorous licensing processes, etc. So what we're seeing more is that we need to make it easy for African businesses to be established, but also to be able to expand to other countries. Because if you're a Kenyan business, you want to grow to Tanzania, you need to figure out all the licensings you need to get in Tanzania. Yeah. After that, you're operating in Kenya shillings, but now you also have Tanzanian shillings. So with the Africa Free Trade Agreement and other opportunities, we operate as one market, one currency, and now we are creating what I would call a nourishing ecosystem for business climate. So instead of being some of the most difficult countries to do business in, we become one of the best countries to do business in. And this is a shift I think must happen now in terms of sense of urgency, and also for Africa to be part of participating in the many opportunities that are happening now.
Yeah, and with digitization, we are seeing a paradigm shift in terms of AI, and we do not want technology to replace, we want it to enhance. How do we navigate this?
100%. AI could be one of the biggest threats to African countries, or one of the biggest opportunities.